Hey, welcome to class. You're not going to need props for today's class, and we're going to begin in child's pose, connecting to the breath. So come into extended child's pose with the arms stretched forward and the knees just wide enough for the ribs to fit between. And as you open up your hands, I want you just to feel the contact of the skin of the hands on the mat. And imagine the skin softening so that your knuckles and your fingerprints can root down better, like you're growing roots. And similarly, like you're growing roots through your shins. Let the shin bones descend. Let the bones release down. Feel the expansion of the rib cage as you breathe in, and feel the ribs draw back in and down as you breathe out. Then come up onto your hands and your knees for cat-cow. Round through your spine. And inhale into extension. Allowing the breath to slow down. Then we're going to do two more, but see if you can do it with the fingers turned out so that the thumbs point forward. Then sit back onto your heels or stand on your knees and interlock your fingers. Make circles with your knuckles. Or I guess it's kind of more like a figure eight. It's not really like a circle. Change the direction. Come back onto the hands and the knees. Tuck your toes and stretch back into downward facing dog. Start to warm up your calves and your ankles by pedaling the legs, the heels. And then lift your heels and lower your heels down a couple times. Inhale, shift into plank position. Balance the shoulders over the wrists. Reach your sit bones towards your heels and feel your core engage. Collarbones broad. Open up the hands again as you feel the contact of the hands. And then reach your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Again, inhale into plank pose. Feel the sit bones reach down so that the butt isn't flaring. So you feel the abs engage. And then reach back, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, shift to plank. And exhale, stretch back, downward facing dog. Now come to a seated position. And then lie down onto your back. And reach your arms up into the air. On your exhalation, send all of the air out. And feel your ribs go in and down. Then maintaining that rib position, press on your heels and lift your hips up. So your core and feeling your core turn on is not only positional, but the breath will influence too. So at the end of the exhalation, as the rib cage deflates, we can link up the rib cage to the pelvis better. Now as you inhale, see if you can keep the rib cage pointed towards the pelvis. And as you exhale, tuck the buttocks and drive the hips up just a little bit higher, keeping the ribcage position. Now maintaining that ribcage pelvis position, we're going to do little pulses. So as you inhale, lower your hips halfway. And as you exhale, lift up, but don't try to push your ribs. Instead, tuck from your buttocks. Think of scooping under and squeeze the heels back towards your shoulders. As you inhale, lower down halfway. And as you exhale, tuck through the buttocks, rib cage down, pull the heels back towards your shoulders. Again, inhale, lower slow. And exhale, come up. You should really feel it now in the backs of your legs. Buttocks to the backs of the knees, pull the heels towards your shoulders. Now, if your balance is good, we're going to take the arms over and bring the weight into the left foot and bring the right knee up. And as you inhale, lower halfway. And as you exhale, drive back up. Tuck the buttock, pull the heel back. If it's too gnarly, just keep that right foot down. Again, inhale, lower slow. Exhale, come up. Set your right foot down, change legs. Drive through the right heel, bring the left leg up. And as you inhale, lower slowly. As you exhale, come up. Inhale, lower slowly. And exhale, come up. Lower that heel down, lift the hips one more inch. And then roll your spine down to the ground. Stretch your legs out along the floor. Pointing through your toes, raise your arms and roll yourself up to seated. Cross your legs and come back into downward facing dog. Now in down dog, press down through your left big toe mound as you stretch your right leg up. And bend your right knee, open up your hips. So you're externally rotating and opening up here. And then stretch your left heel down and lift up. Reach left heel down and lift up. One more time, reach left heel bone down and lift up. Now really reach and open up your right hip, but reach your buttock out of your lower back. Still keep the feeling from plank. As you exhale, shift to plank and now squeeze your right knee up to your left armpit. Really pull it up. Inhale back up into the open position. And exhale, knee to your pit. Last time. Inhale back up into the open position. Now as you hold, spin onto the outside edge of your left foot. Keep reaching, keep opening. And then spin the foot back up. Bring knee to left armpit and turn your left heel down onto the inside of the foot. Now reach your right foot towards the front right corner of your mat. So the leg is straight. Set that foot down and take your left arm up. Externally rotate your left arm, reach it overhead. Look down. Slowly lower your right hip down towards your right wrist. Come to a seated position with the arms wide. As you exhale, lean your chest towards the floor and between your legs and internally rotate your arms. And as you inhale, come back up, externally rotate. Lift your chest. Exhale, lean your chest as you internally rotate. Inhale, come back up. Last one, exhale, lean and reach. Inhale, come back up. Now plant your right hand back at the front of your mat, and you're going to turn onto your left big toe. You're going to bend the left knee, plant the big toe, and from the ball of the big toe, push down, and then we're going to sneak the right foot through, back, and up. As you plant the left hand, take your right leg up, three-legged down dog. Then from here, you're going to bend the right elbow out to the side and see if you can lower your left elbow down. So this is like a preparation for Pinchamayurasana. Now, lift the left heel, lean into your left arm. And instead of trying to throw the hips over, pull the rib cage up over your shoulder. And then reach that heel back down, lean into your right hand, press up, step your right foot up to your right thumb. Now as you step into your right foot, raise your back leg up. Step back and fold forward over your right leg, Parsvottanasana. Inhale into a flat back, elongate your spine. And exhale, fold deeper. If the stretch is too intense, you can put blocks underneath your hands. You can bring hands up onto shin, whatever you need to. And then rebend your knee, step back, plank position. From your plank pose, lower down slowly to elbow height, pause, press back up, lower all the way down onto your belly. Good. Now lift your heart and roll into cobra pose. Lower your heart down. Lift your heart and reach your arms forward. Now squeeze your glutes and lift the legs up an inch. Pull the elbows back into cactus position. A little bit of a chin tuck. Reach the arms straight back. Expand your chest. Slide the hands next to the side ribs. And then with fingers pointing forward, lower your heart and press up into plank pose. Stretch back into dog pose. Okay, fun. We get to do all that on the other side now. Ready? Raise your left leg up. As you bend the knee, open up your hip. Keep the little bit of reach from the buttocks out of the lower back. We practiced in plank at the beginning as you lift and lower your right heel to stretch and engage. Now shift into plank pose and pull your left knee up to your right armpit. Push the floor away, and as you inhale, reach back up. Bend the knee and open up your hip. Exhale, knee to the armpit. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, knee to pit. Last one. Inhale, open back up. Now as you hold, turn onto the outside edge of your right foot. Keep the reach through the buttocks so that the lower back stays long. Then spin heel back up, and as you bring left knee to right armpit, turn the inside of the foot down. Lean weight over into your left hand as you kick your left foot towards the front right corner. Lower foot down as you take your right arm up. And reach your right arm over. Then look at your left hand. You're going to lower the left hip towards the wrist. If you need to set the right hand down for extra stability, you're welcome to. Then sit Upavisthan, legs wide, arms externally rotated, palms face up. And as you exhale, lean your chest, internally rotate your arms. Inhale back up, turn your palms. Exhale and lean like you're going to touch your heart towards the ground. Inhale back up, last one. Exhale, lean. Inhale, come back up. Then plant your left hand back, the front left corner of your mat. Bend your right knee and pivot onto the inner foot. Now press down the ball of the right big toe. As you lean into your left hand, we're going to sneak the left foot back, maybe without the right hand touching. And then, as we lower the right elbow and bend the left elbow out to the side, we're going to stretch that left leg up. And we're going to play with leaning forward by rocking onto the right big toe, and like you're trying to pull your ribs up and over your elbow, shoulder. Then lift right elbow and step left foot up to left thumb. Step up to balance on your left leg for a second, raise your right, and then step back into Parsvottanasana. Up onto fingertips, block, shin, whatever you need to get a flat back. Inhale, elongate your spine. I said we wouldn't need props, but then, if it's difficult to get a flat back, you might need a block or a chair. Always got the blocks handy. And then fold forward over your leg. Exhale. And as you smooth and open up the foot, consider the foot being like a tripod. You have a heel, you have a pinky toe that's out to the side, the ball of the pinky toe, the big toe spreading, big toe mound reaching. That foot should be shaped like a tripod, unless you're wearing the crunch toe shoes. Then it's shaped more like I don't know. Got all kinds of things going on there. Okay, step back, downward facing dog. Walk hands back to feet, one handprint at a time. And as you inhale, slide your hands up your shins, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold forward, let all the air out. Roll yourself up to stand. Spread your arms, reach up, and spread the arms and fold forward or around. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, walk your hands back out. Downward facing dog. Inhale to plank pose. Now instead of the buttocks coming up, reach the buttocks towards the heels. Press and reach shoulder blades towards the hands. Then lower slowly to elbow height. Pause. Press back up. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale into cobra. Lift hands up an inch. Hold there. Reach arms forward. Reach your buttocks down towards your heels and hover the legs up an inch up off the mat. Pull elbows back into cactus position. Row the elbows back. Squeeze. And then stretch your arms straight back. Slide your hands next to your side ribs with the fingers pointing back at first. See if you can still open up across your chest, shoulders. Then turn the hands around, lower heart and press up to plank. Remember, you can do it with knees down if you need to, but it's important that you keep the rib cage pelvis connection, like when we're on our back, instead of doing this number. Keep the awareness there. And then you're using your core through all the poses. The whole practice is a core exercise. You don't need to do a bunch of crunches. Downward facing dog, reconnect. Round two. Ready? Inhale your right leg up. Bend knee, open up hip. Lift and lower left heel. And as you do, this time let's practice rocking like you're going to lean into the hands and almost like you're going to balance over the hands. Good. Then shift to plank, knee to left armpit. Squeeze it up. Pull it up. Squeeze. Inhale, reach back up. Bend knee, open up hip. Exhale, knee to armpit. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, back up. Now really open up. Turn onto the outside edge of the left foot. Keep the butt tuck. Spin the foot back to neutral, knee to armpit, and then turn the left heel down as you lean into right hand. Maybe this time you could hover everything as you take the left arm up. Ooh. Now reach that right foot towards the front corner of your mat. As you sit your buns down, legs wide, lean your heart, internally rotate as you reach. Kind of fun transition. Come back up and lean your heart. Ooh, maybe we can get an inch or two further this time. Back up. Last one. Lean. And back up. The right hand plants, the left knee bends, plant left foot from the ball of the big toe. We're going to kick up and left elbow down. Now lift left heel like you're going to lean into that left elbow. You might even balance or do a little hop. And then lift left elbow up. Now this time, step your right foot. Lift your back leg into standing splits. And then from standing split, as you exhale, bring your left knee to the outside of your right ankle. Like you're going to tap down to a little squat position. And then lift back up. Drop knee, lower slow, and lift back up. Drop knee, lower slow, lift back up. Reach your leg as high as you can. Then lower your left leg. Step your right leg back into a lunge and inhale, come up onto your fingertips. And as you exhale, step back, plank position. Lower slowly to elbow height. And remember, this can be knees down too. More important that you keep your core connection than how challenging it is for you to push back up. Keeping the connection, lower all the way down. Inhale into cobra. Maybe your cobra can come up higher. Lift the hands up an inch. Arms reach forward, stretch. Squeeze buttocks, lift feet, pull elbows back. Reach arms back. Slide hands. Lower heart and press up to plank. Fingers pointing forward. Stretch back into dog. Raise your left leg. Bend knee, open up hip, and lift and lower. Maybe rocking like you're going to kick up over your hands. Then exhale, knee to right armpit. Squeeze up. Now really squeeze, tuck, tuck, tuck. Inhale, back up. Exhale, squeeze. I know from watching people do this, it's more like to the elbow. Come on, squeeze it up. Inhale, back up. As you bend knee and open up hip, turn onto the outside edge of the right foot. Keep the buttock tucked so it's not in the lower back. And then spin heel as you bring knee to armpit. Turn right heel down, lean into the left hand. Maybe you can stretch the leg without touching. Then lift towards the front right corner of your mat. So you lower your hip down. Sit wide-legged. Arms extended with the palms facing up. Lean your chest. Internally rotate. Come back up as you externally rotate. Sit tall. Exhale, lean, and internally rotate. Come back up. Last one. Lean and sit tall and internally rotate. Reach, reach. Come back up and sit tall. Then plant your left hand. Bend right knee. Press right big toe mound. And pull up. Spin and reach back. As you lower right elbow, lift that leg up. And then maybe you can lean like you're going to balance. Maybe some could even hang time for a second. I don't know. Then lift right elbow up. Step left foot up and come up to balance on your left leg. As you exhale, bring your right knee to the outside of your left ankle. And as you reach back up, stretch up. Exhale, knee to ankle. Inhale, lift back up. Last one, exhale, knee to ankle. Maybe you can lift the hands for a second and then reach back up. Lower right leg and step your left foot back into a lunge. Inhale to lengthen in your lunge. And as you exhale, step back, plank position. Lower slowly to elbow height. Press back up. Lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale into cobra. Lift hands up an inch. Arms forward. Pull elbows back, squeeze. Reach arms straight back. Slide hands next to your side ribs, fingers pointing back, open up shoulders. Turn fingers to point forward, Lower heart and press to plank. Little butt tuck to help the core turn on. Downward facing dog. Hold there. Reconnect to your breath as you hold in down dog. Then look in between your hands, step walk or float up to the front of your mat. And as you inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, fold. Roll yourself up. Spread your arms and reach up. Bring your arms to your side as you stand Samastiti. Notice the feeling in your body. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment. Feel your heel bones descend and your toes lift and spread, and then lower back down onto the ground. Feel your roots through your feet. Just notice if you feel calm but energized at the same time. Ready for some poses, ready to keep going. Open your eyes and inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a flat back. First option here to balance. Bend the knees, squat down for Bakasana if possible. If you hook your knees up high and keep your butt tucked and your back rounded, maybe you can lean into the arms and find a second or two of hang time. Maybe one foot, maybe both. When you can't hold any longer, come back into Malasana, your best squat, and then step back into downward facing dog. Good. From downward dog, step your right foot up to your thumb. Drop your back knee, point the toes back. Inhale, come up. Hook your thumbs and lift up. Now lift through your back ribs and tuck your buttocks under. And then stretch your hips forward towards your heels, towards your front heel. Then from here, modified half splits. Pull your hips back and dorsiflex the right foot and reach past your foot. Then come back up and back into the lunge position. Back into the modified half split. Stretch hips back, reach, and back up. Good. Now from here, keep the lift. Tuck your left buttock under. Can you press the top of the foot down and lift your back knee up? Then lean your chest out over your right knee and stretch your arms back. If this is too gnarly on your ankle, if it's not prepared, just do the toes curled under instead. And you know that you have to work on the knee exercises video where you prepare the ankle and do more stretching to eventually prepare for a pose like this. And then from here, as you engage your core, reach your arms forward. So buttocks under, rib cage down as you stretch. Then bring hands down, lower back knee finally, curl the toes, stretch back into dog. Step left foot up, drop your back knee. Inhale, come up. Hook the other thumb on top. Now, instead of sinking at first, I want you to lift up and draw the rib cage down, buttocks under, so you're not so much of a banana shape. Then as you exhale, lean the hips forward. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, reach into the half splits modification. Inhale back into the lunge. Exhale into the split modification. Inhale, come back into the lunge. Now lift up through your lower back again, press through the top of the foot, and lift the back knee. Lean out over your left knee as you reach your arms back. Good. Feel your strong left outer hip as you push into your heel. Then maybe, as long as it doesn't go into your lower back, take your arms forward, rib cage down, so you're really feeling how much glenohumeral flexion you're getting, not just barring from your lower back. Bring the hands down as you lower your back knee, finally. Step back, take a vinyasa, or just go back from plank into dog. And look in between your hands, step walker float to the front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepper, float back into chaturanga. Press back into plank. Upward facing dog. Downward dog. Step right foot, crescent lunge. Inhale, come up. Bring hands to prayer. Lean out over your knee. Step up to balance. Virabhadrasana 3. Now start to lean your heart towards the ground. As you lift the back leg up, come into standing splits. And then look at your right ankle and lower your left knee to the outside of your right ankle. And sit to the inside of your right heel. Twist to your right. Then come back to center, stretch your left leg out so it's forward, and cross your right knee over. So I'm not quite facing forward entirely, that's okay. As we inhale, let's sit up tall and open up the chest. And as you exhale, stretch out over the leg. Inhale, come back up. Lean over into the right foot so you can bring the left foot back. Plant your hands down. Now, you could step back to down dog from here, or more advanced practitioners could hook this knee up by the tricep, lean into the arms, and balance. Whichever one you're doing, we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Of course, I go over that one more in the arm balance course. If you haven't done that, you can start weaving that in as you made your way into the Advance Your Practice course. That'll be time for that. Back to the present, step your left foot. Crescent, inhale, come up. Bring hands to prayer as you lean your heart out over your knee. And then lean into your foot and step up. Try to keep your hip bones level to the floor. And start to lean your chest towards the ground as you raise your back leg. Standing splits. And bring your right knee to the outside of your left ankle. Sit and twist. Untwist and reach right leg forward. And stretch out over your leg. Come back up and tuck the right foot back. And from there you can just put your hands down and step back. Or you can hook your knee up by your armpit. The deeper you get this knee to hook, the easier it is. And then you kind of use your, running out of space here. Kind of use your bottom foot to push your hip up. And then once you feel you have the balance, you could try stretching the legs. You can kick back into chaturanga as long as you don't have furniture in the way. Step back, down dog, or vinyasa, your call. Then from down dog, jump to seated. And our first core work is just going to be anti-extension. So as you bring your legs up in tabletop and your arms up, we'll start with the most basic. Without the rib cage lifting, keeping the pelvis position, let's just reach the right leg forward and down as the left arm reaches back. So it's abs 101, right? We've gone over this one in the fundamentals course and whatnot. And then change sides. So this is primary really to all the abdominal work. You have to really master this and change sides. Then we've been strengthening the abs in some side plank. We've been doing it in belly, on the belly, which is strengthening the back. And so we want to be able to strengthen from neutral, and we want to be able to balance out all the ab work. Sometimes we focus too much on flexion, but since we haven't done any other flexion, and we've done all the other abs, side abs, back abs, now let's add a little bit of flexion strengthening. So tuck yourself up with the arms forward, and then reach just your right leg forward. If that's too easy, you can take both legs forward, but in this one I want your lower back down and the buttock tucked. If this is still too easy, you'll take your arms back, and we'll hold for 10. Now slowly lower your legs down and reach, big stretch. And then as you point through your toes, roll yourself up. You might need something heavy on your feet to help you here. Or you could put your feet under the couch or something if you're not strong enough to roll yourself up. But it's very important to be strong enough to roll yourself up. So it's something to work on. Sit up tall as you reach, and then roll yourself back down. And then we're going to come into the tuck position, whether it's just knees in, or it's one leg out, or it's both legs out. Make sure you're feeling in your abs. Your lower back isn't taking over at all. Maybe you can take one arm, both arms. As we hold for the last 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down as you reach your arms back. Big stretch here. You can let the front open. It's okay now. You can let the lower back lift. And then roll yourself up. Ooh. Reach towards your toes, reach past your toes. And then sit up tall. Last one. Roll down onto your back. Knees tucked in. And hold for 10. Lower all the way down. Holy smokes. Roll yourself up. Reach past your toes. Now sit up and slide your right knee in towards your chest. And then from here, reach your right arm up and back and twist. And then come back up and forward. Change legs, slide the left knee in. And reach up and back and twist. And back to the center. Slide the legs out and roll yourself down. Do that one more time. Reach arms back, this time trying to keep the ribs in as the arms reach back. Roll back up. Slide right knee in. Reach up and twist. And forward, slide left heel in. Reach up and twist. It's tough. And back. And then come into a squat position. Ooh, I need to use my hands. This time with the feet together. And then heels up, head down, internally rotate your arms and hook your hands behind your heels. Release that and then come into your best squat position. If you want to throw in an extra crow at this point, that's fine too. You could practice another crow, especially if you didn't get the other arm balances in. I feel like I've done enough arm balancing for one day. Okay, I did those other two. So whatever you're excited about in the practice. I used to be more excited about doing all those arm balances. I don't really care anymore. It's all right. But have your goals and do them. Okay, we're going to come to balance on the hands now. So if you want to practice, you could practice forearm balance or headstand or handstand. But I'm going to show a handstand at the wall. And before I do it, we know we've been talking about this a little bit, right? How when your arms go up, your rib cage wants to follow. So I have to consciously work to keep my rib cage down and my buttocks down. Otherwise, my body will go like this into like a banana shape. So I have to, and also my shoulders kind of like just want to hang. So I really have to think about reaching and pushing the ground away and pulling my rib cage down. When I'm upside down, it feels really weird. A good reference point is your pelvic floor. If you can aim your pelvic floor towards your ankles instead of aiming your pelvic floor back behind your heels when you're up, that's how you'll really know. Okay, so whatever inversion you're going to work on, down dog on your forearms or one of the fancier ones, up to you. So this could be your inversion for today. You hold for 1 minute, or we'll practice walking up the wall. I guess I could do it from here and you guys could still kind of see me. Maybe not. I think I gotta go right here. Okay, ready, set, go. So I can't walk all the way in because of the credenza. But once you're up, think of reaching the hips and buttocks towards the heels. And if you're straight up along the wall, if you've walked all the way into the wall, then you'll aim the pelvic floor to the ankles. Push the ground away, keep your rib cage drawing in and up away from the floor, the front of the rib cage. And then slowly come out and take Malasana. Modification from Malasana, if your hips don't drop, If the hips don't lie, then Shakira. Okay, you could hang on to something and sit like this. And that way you can keep your heels down and slowly work yourself down. That's a new video coming up. You can also put something underneath the heels. Do a high heel one. So whatever modifications you got to do, over time you drop this slowly. You go to Home Depot and you get them to make you thinner blocks or something. But this is a great one. Holding on to a door handle or whatever. All right. Now come to a seated position. For hip opener today, we're going to do an active hip opener. We're going to either simple cross leg position or stacked legs, Agni Stampasana, double pigeon. So depending on how much hip external rotation you have, we did a lot of hip external rotation warming up today, but not loaded, so your hip might not feel. You'll feel. Which one works for you? Okay. As you exhale, lean your chest out over your leg. And as you inhale, come back up. Exhale to lean your chest out over your leg. And you can play with arms forward or out to the side, whatever helps to give you better leverage. And then back up. Again, lean out. And back up. And lean out. And hold. Good, come back up and change the cross of the legs. Sit up tall and lean out over your leg and back up. Lean your chest out. Back up. 2 more before we hold. Use the exhalation. Last one, we're going to hold. Come back up. Stretch your legs out. Raise your arms and inhale. And exhale, stretch out over your legs. Ollie, what are you doing up there? Hi, Bear. And then come back up and squeeze your hip flexors and see if you can lift your legs up and hold. If you want to make it more challenging, plant your hands and lift your butt up too. Not interested, Ollie? If you want to get good at boat pose, this is a great pose to practice. If it's too hard to hold both legs up, just do one. We're almost done. Good job. Release that. Now if you want to finish with a little spinal twist, you could join me. If you feel like you're ready to go into Shavasana, you could just go into Shavasana early. But otherwise, lie down onto your back and hug your left knee in. Take your left knee over to the right. Bring your knee back to center. Hug it in as you stretch your right leg out. And change legs. Right knee comes in. Take it over to the side. I like to support the leg with a block, but you might like to let it go to the floor. You want to lay in the sun, Ollie? Yeah. Come back to center. And as you hug that knee in deeply, stretch through your left leg. Bring both knees in for happy baby. And then stretch your legs out for Shavasana. Horse pose. Turn your palms up at your side and let your feet fall open. Now, just let your body relax. Imagine that it's a nice warm day and like Ollie, you're laying with the sun on you. How good it feels. So as you're in Shavasana, let's start to scan the body and notice where there's any resistance to dropping. So we have these, subtle layers of tension and inner resistance to letting go. Even practicing in your own house, you still have some fears and deep reservations, subconscious, to letting go of certain areas in the body. And one of the things that we're practicing in yoga is plummeting into the depths of the subconscious to become aware of those things that motivate. Yoga isn't just stretching your body. And not always, but sometimes things that are deeply held in the body could be trying to tell us something. So you could ask yourself, what could this be trying to tell me? Now bend your knees. Roll over to your side. And press yourself up. Thank you. Namaste.